Yeah, thanks guys for coming out. We're thrilled to announce Quinn Hughes as the 15th captain of this franchise, Vancouver Canucks. Significant milestone here for the team, signifying the change of the leadership and the identity of the team. This is just not a reflection on Quinn's exceptional talent on the ice. It's also a reflection on him off the ice and his leadership qualities. We're very fortunate to have several players, including Petey, JT, and Demko, that easily could have wearing the C. It's not about one guy, it's about the team. This was a collective process. Rick Tocchet, the coaching staff, the hockey operation, Jim Rutherford and the ownership were on board with this, and they're excited about Quinn Hughes as a captain here. We wanted to do this to have a fresh start in training camp with a new leadership group, building off the momentum from last year when Rick Tocchet came in. So that's the decision for making this announcement here today.
Just for me personally, you made a great decision is when, like I said, you got the guys over there, JT and Petey and Demmer, how excited they were when we told them. And like I said, it could easily have been one of those guys, and Quinn knows that. What I was impressed with Hughesy is last year when I came in, just his love for the game, how his teammates, he mixes with everybody. I think that's, as a captain, you mix in with everybody. He's not afraid. He said some uncomfortable things that he had to say. If something didn't go well, or if he had to, even put himself out there. That's why I really like this leadership group and Huggy. They're not afraid to say something to me. That was important to me of making that decision. So for me, I'm excited to have Huggy as our captain. He's got all the qualities. He's still learning, which is great. And he's going to need the support from all of us. And like I said, that the leadership group is excited that he's here. That really made me happy too. And their being here is a big, a big feather in our cap to have these guys here with Huggy.
Yeah, and I just want to thank Mr. Aquilini and the entire Aquilini family, Michael Doyle, Jim and Patrick, and the coaching staff for trusting in me and having the faith in me. And I also want to note that it's 9/11 today, and very sad day, and we will never forget. And a lot of people don't know about me, but my grandfather was a firefighter in New York City for 31 years, so sad day, but.
I will open it up for questions.
I guess for Quinn, first of all, what does it mean to you, and sort of how do you take all this in, being the captain of an NHL club and an NHL club in Canada?
I mean, it means a great deal to me. I think you hit it on the head there, especially being in a Canadian market. I mean, when I moved here 5 years ago and started playing for the Canucks, I knew right away what a hockey market it is and how important hockey is to the city and the market and the people in Vancouver. And so to now be the captain, it's an incredible honor, something that I never even dreamed of, and I'm going to try my best.
Would you describe yourself as a leader or your style of leadership?
Yeah, I think that I'm never going to be the loudest guy in the room. I'm going to be a guy that hopefully can be a leader through his work ethic and, in the games. And as time goes on, I'll learn more and more about myself and being a leader. And I feel real confident walking into this because of the coaching staff and the management I have with me and the people behind me. And as you see, with Millsy and Petey and Demmer here, just means more than they could know to have them here with me. And for me, I think this isn't just the end of learning. This is just the beginning. I'm going to keep learning and, keep learning from Millsy and Petey and Demmer and different guys in the room and the coaching staff. And I've had a lot of good mentors and different leadership and people I can lean on through the years. So, like I said, this is just the beginning for me, but I'm hoping obviously to be a great leader. I think I will be.
Hey, Quinn, congratulations. A couple for you and one for you, Rick. You said at the end of the season, Quinn, that if There isn't a captain named. It's not a big deal. You had a lot you still wanted to accomplish. There's great leadership in the room. Were you taken a little bit by surprise that it's come to fruition this quickly, or not?
I don't think surprise would be the word. I know when it happened, wasn't expecting it, and I was, obviously incredibly honored, and just wanted to tell my parents and my brothers. But yeah, I'd say I was incredibly honored, and I think with how last year ended, I was just really focused on, starting the season off to a better start. I didn't like how I started last season, so I think my main focus, even through this whole process, has been just my game and the overall game of the team, and just being ready and as ready as possible as I can be for game one. So that's where my
Your
head's at.
brothers and especially your father are big in your life. Your dad was a captain at Providence. Did he pass anything along? I'm sure you heard from him. What did he have to say?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate to have the parents that I have and the support system that I have, and obviously I'm gonna keep leaning on my parents like I always do, and the same as my brothers. I mean, they're both younger than me, but still look up to them. They're smart guys. They're both playing in the NHL now and know what they're talking about. So I'm always bouncing things off them, and of course my parents. So. Yeah.
Rick, you've been in the game a long time. You probably see a lot of prolific young players come along who bring a skill level, but there's the other side to the game. There's the person. Where does, in your short time here, where does Quinn rank among young players that you've either coached or been exposed to?
Well, just in the league, obviously he's one of the top players in the league. But even take away the hockey part, just as he's a really good person. Like, and that's a big thing with me is the way he comes into the day to day. The way he acts with the employees around here, just like our other guys. They're gentlemen, right? And that means a lot, being a leader. And like I said, like there's some uncomfortable situations where, these guys and Hughesy have stepped up. And there's going to be some bumps in the road that's going to happen this year. So that's important that we're all aligned, and he's not afraid to go there. Because he wants to win so bad. So for me, that was a big part of picking him too.
Quinn, are you able to, excuse me, are you able to walk us through what the conversations were like this summer, how you were approached, and what your reaction was to the club's decision to name you captain?
Yeah, I think Patrick and Jim and the coaching staff, I'm sure, and the Aquilinis were going through their process in the summer of what they want to do, and that's probably more of a question for them. But I know that when I was approached or knew that maybe that was something that could happen, I was obviously incredibly honored and thought about the different things of who I want to be and what type of leader I want to be, and yeah, like I said, I can't say enough. Just was really honored, and yeah.
Did you pick anyone's brains around the league, whether friends, teammates, people who've worn the C, veteran players you've played with in the past, about sort of how to approach it?
Yeah, for sure. I think, like I said, I never want to be a guy that stops learning. I want to continue to learn, and I wanted to respect the privacy of this, so I didn't, talk about it or approach too many people about it. But now that's out, definitely there's so many people I can lean on. I mean, just talking to Brady yesterday, I mean, I don't know if there's another guy that would be in my shoes, a young guy in a Canadian market that's captain, and we kind of grew up together, and so that's a guy for sure. And then my brothers, and obviously Talk's been a captain, and Footer's been a captain, and let's lean on those guys, and then Patrick and Jim, of course. And like I said, Millsy, I mean, he's could have been up here as well. PD could have been up here, and even Demmer. And I don't just say that like it's fluff. I truly believe that, and so I'm going to continue to lean on those guys. I don't think anything changes really, and that's how I'm approaching it.
And just one for Patrick. The last few captains of this team have been announced in pregame ceremonies at the home opener with past captains and alumni there. There's been a little bit more pomp and circumstance than a Monday press release followed by a press conference like this. Was there a reason you wanted to do this in a more understated way?
Well, yeah, there's been a lot of respected captains here in the past, but as I said, we wanted to get off to a fresh start here, turning the page and kind of building on the momentum from last year, and that's why we want to embrace a new leadership group here and the captain prior to training camp.
Quinn, Ben Milger with CTV News. The fans in this city are obviously really hungry for a team that not only competes for a playoff spot, but consistently makes the playoffs and is in that elite group of teams that is consistently challenging for the Stanley Cup. What do you and your teammates need to do to take that next step?
Yeah, I think that that's been the message from Jim and Patrick, is creating something that we can be a successful team for years to come. And as far as the players, I don't think we need to necessarily worry about playoffs now or down the road or 2 years down the road. I think we've done our job up to this point, as in coming to camp 2-3 weeks early and trying to get together as a group and train hard, and then getting ready at camp and just worrying about the first game of the season, and that's all we need to do.
I also wonder about your upbringing with your father working with professional hockey players, you being around the National Hockey League for a lot longer than many guys who come into the league at a young age. How will that help you in this next step in your career?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really fortunate. Like I said, I've brought up some of the people that I can really lean on, and that's why I feel so confident taking this. But as far as my dad, I mean, he's got 3 kids in the NHL. He definitely knows what he's talking about. But from a father perspective, he was never really a guy that was hockey. I mean, if you sat down with him this summer and sat by his pool, he wouldn't be talking about hockey. He'd be talking about other things. He's just a really good person, and I'm going to lean on him throughout the year for sure, like I always do. And same with my mom. And 2 people I haven't brought up today, or that I haven't really leaned on as much as I probably should have, are the Sedins. And they know exactly what it means to be a captain or be a leader of the team, and haven't really leaned on them as much as I probably should have. Last year it's just been busy, really crazy throughout last season, but definitely 2 people that going forward I'm going to really lean on.
Quinn, the last couple of years around here, I think we all know, have been pretty chaotic on the ice, off the ice. Go back even to the pandemic, and a lot of that was out of your control as a player. But as you arrive back for this season and this announcement today, how do you feel about just the overall stability of what you're returning to and starting to move forward here?
Yeah, like I said, I think what helps me feel real confident coming into this is Jim and Patrick and their leadership, and also the new coaching staff, Talk and Footer and Gonch and those guys and Yosi, and having the trust I have in them that I do. And then, like I said, the leadership group that's here and supporting me, and not only supporting me, but the message and everything that we're trying to do as a leadership group. So I feel real confident. I feel like there's a great stability, and everyone knows what to expect. And yeah.
And Patrick, I know it's Quinn's day here to be captain, but you've got this leadership group as well. When will you formally announce guys that will wear the A's, or do we already know who those are?
Well, that's something we're going to talk about here, but again, I acknowledge JT, PD, and Demko being here means a lot to Quinn. I know that, and the trust and respect we have for them. So we're very fortunate to have several guys that could have been wearing the C.
Congratulations, Quinn. We've seen your evolution as a player. You were just a kid when you showed up here. How much do you think you've grown as a person the last couple of years, and how ready are you now for this challenge compared to, say, if it was a year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, that's a good question. Obviously, been here for a while, and then just talking to Millsy yesterday, it's, I came in with him and PD together, and it's just crazy. They've seen it all pretty much from me, and yeah, there's definitely been a lot of growth. And like I've always said to you guys, I'm going to be a different player at 19 to 21 to 23 to 25, and I think that goes for me as a person as well. I'm going to keep learning and growing and developing, and I think that's a big strength of mine, and that's what I'm going to try to do.
And what do you see as your main role as a captain? How, just leading by example, or how will you lead?
Yeah, I think I will try to do my best, lead by example, and also be a little bit more vocal and just grow into the role. For me, my perspective, being a good leader, I think that just being ready to play every single game, which I think I already am, and every practice, and being here early, and having a will to win and driving guys up the mountain, that's what I'm going to try to do.
And one last one, having witnessed Bo as a captain in this market, you get asked a lot more than just about hockey. And you just mentioned 9/11. You spoke eloquently last year about Pride Night here in Vancouver and what that meant to you. How are you concerned at all about just the scope of what you might be subjected to in this role?
I'm sure I don't necessarily understand it to the point I will this time next year, but from sitting here right now, I think that, like I said, or like you said, watching Bo and watching different people and even watching Millsy and Petey and how they handle things and the coaching staff and different guys around the league like Brady and Larkin and some of the guys I skate with, and even my brother Jack, who deals with a lot in the New York market. I think I'm just going to keep piecing it together and do the best I can. And all I know is that I feel really excited to start the season. I really want to win and be prepared, and I'm really looking forward to camp, and that's all I know.
Quinn, you mentioned before that growing up in Toronto kind of prepared you for the Vancouver market. What are some of your early memories of that, and yeah, how did it do it?
I mean, I was just, I would say I'm thankful that I was able to grow up there for the most part. It just, it's kind of the mecca for hockey in the world, and from a youth hockey perspective, probably wouldn't be the player I am today just because it's so competitive there and drove my game. But yeah, obviously watching the Leafs growing up, seeing what that's like and the pressure and how bad the city wants those guys to win. And it's very similar to here, and it's, you know, it's a blessing to play. Or, you know, some people may not want that pressure or whatnot, but I know that, you know, first game of the season, it's going to be packed out. People are going to be really excited, and that's what you want.
And Rick, can you describe how you broke the news to Quinn and just kind of what his reaction was?
Yeah, just through the process. Francesco and his family took us to lunch last week with Jim and Patrick, with Quinn and his family, and trying to just kind of talked about values and principles that they believe in. So that was kind of the start of naming the captain after that lunch, which was it was a great lunch and a great day to meet. You know, first time I actually met his parents in that setting, so that was kind of nice. So that was a process, and we decided Huggy would be the right choice.
When Bo congratulated you on Instagram, said it was well-deserved, couldn't have happened to a better person. What does that mean to you that the last guy to wear it was already congratulating you?
Yeah, it means a lot. I talked to Bo last night, and he's a great teammate, a great person, and someone I enjoyed playing with, and he never complained about anything and just went about his business. And, you know, he's on a new team now, and I know he's excited to be there, and we're also excited to have the guys that we got, you know, with Beauvillier and whatnot. And, you know, you move on and things happen, and the same thing happens with Chris Tanev and other guys. It's part of the business, move on, and couldn't be happier to have everyone in the room that we have right now. But yeah.
This one's more for Patrick or Rick. Was there any sense of urgency to get this done before training camp, given how last season started?
As I said, we felt in order to get off on a fresh start here and setting the identity and leadership group in place, that's where we wanted to get it off now instead of waiting.
Rick, what convinced you guys that now was a good time to name a captain as opposed to the alternative, which would have been waiting a year without a captain and seeing how the leadership group could have potentially evolved?
I think we're just comfortable just with the group we have and Huggy's spirit, you know, leading the charge. But with the other guys, I just think that's I'm fortunate to have these, you know, these four guys ready to go, ready to play. Their thoughts on our team this season, and I felt that it was time to name a captain and really get this leadership group going, because they're going to spearhead this, and obviously with our help. So that was really kind of the decision.